let me quickly go across to Ashwini Vaishanw also joining us. Briefly, Union Minister for Railways, Communications, Electronic, Information Technology, Government of Bharat. Now, Mr. Vaishnaw, what is the need to present a white paper? You know, one part which I found interesting in the Finance Minister's presentation today was she mentioned somewhere towards the end that we're going to put out a white paper where we were and where we are. Is that a defensive move? Is that because of opposition criticism that this is jobless growth, not enough jobs are being created, inflation is high? Is that a defensive move, Mr. Vaishnaw, by the government?
Absolutely not. See, in last 10 years, India has emerged from being one of the fragile five to one of the top 5 economies. Every analyst, every economist in the world is very categorically saying that India is going to grow at 6 to 8% growth rate with inflation under control over the next 5 to 7 years. So that is the kind of trust the world has on us. Employment, if you look at simply the formal employment, the net formal employment opportunities created are of the order of 1.5 million every month. That is the level of formal employment opportunities which are getting created. The white paper is very necessary because the way economy was mismanaged in the UPA government's 10 years, that can be a very important case study for future governments so that those mistakes do not happen today or in future. So it's very important to document what we have done well, what we have not done well, what are the lessons from the past, what are the lessons from the present, so that the future is better documented, future has better data sets to take decisions upon.
That's very interesting. Is it also perhaps because Prime Minister Modi sees the first 10 years of his prime ministership achieving certain basic fundamentals, you know, going through one cycle of structural changes and reforms, and possibly, you know, when the big budget is presented in July, that will set the agenda. It will change a little bit. Maybe there'll be a change of approach. So we are all very keen to know, broadly speaking, what will that change of approach be? You know, we've got a sense of solidity in the economy now, where there is a feeling that we can take a few risks. For example, I found it very interesting, Mr. Vaishnaw, that it was just one casual line where it was said 40,000 coaches will be made of the quality of Vande Bharat. There was a statement like that. You know, it was just one line mentioned, but it was such a major thing. Right. My point to you is, I want an elaboration on that. How much will that cost? Do we have the money for it? How long will it take? Point number one. Point number two, what can we expect in July to go to the next level?
Listen. Prime Minister's economic management has been a very consistent policy-oriented approach. His approach is inclusive growth, make sure that the productivity of the country is well set, make sure that manufacturing is proper, make sure that physical, digital and social infrastructure is done. He has kept a very clear focus on simplification, very clear focus on setting all the parameters right. Correct? I see this as a very consistent approach which gives a lot of confidence to the investors domestically as well as globally. So I see that this approach, the basic thinking process through which Prime Minister has managed economy is going to continue. 1. 2, as far as the upgradation of coaches is concerned, this is a very important announcement today. If you look at the way railway has been transformed over last 10 years by a Prime Minister, this is a fundamental transformation, this is a major transformation. 10 years back, if you had to go to a station, you would have to pinch your nose. That was the condition. Today, stations are cleaner, trains are better, new technology has come up, 26,000 kilometers of new tracks has been added in 10 years. Last year, we added one Switzerland to our railway network by adding 5,200 kilometers. This year, we are adding 5,500 kilometers of new tracks, adding one more Switzerland. Today's budget has announced 3 corridors which will add one Germany to the Indian railway network, 40,000 kilometers. So it's a complete transformation. new trains, Vande Bharat and Amrit Bharat and Namo Bharat have been added to the network. So the Vande Bharat and Amrit Bharat experience will be used for upgrading the existing coaches which have a residual life. We will be manufacturing new, but the ones which are already in service and have a very significant life going ahead, those will be upgraded by using multiple new technologies. For example, having better couplers, having better toilets, having better braking system, having more charging points, better ventilation, all kind of things that we have learned from the experience of Vande Bharat and Amrit Bharat will be implemented in upgrading these coaches. The cost will be about 15,000 crore over a period of 5 years, and we have the capability, we have the capacity to do so, and now we have the experience of doing it.
Yeah. Last quick question. A common person asks that if the government is doing so well, if so many people have been pulled out of the multidimensional poverty index, if we are doing better, providing jobs, then why does the Modi government, even in this budget, have to reassert that it has and will provide free ration to 80 crore people?
Listen, free ration to 80 crore people is a very important food security program. Look at any country. We are a country which is today a developing country. Look at the countries which are rich, prosperous and had developed decades ago. Even in those countries there are very big food security programs. We must look at the food security in the context in which food security should be seen. Our country, we need food security because food security puts an element in human nature. Once you have food security, you start taking risks. You can take better, you can go out in a significantly better way compared to the past, where you can start, suppose somebody wants to start out as a contractor. Food security is there, you can start taking risks, you can start developing enterprise, entrepreneurship. It's a very important element of our approach towards economy. It's humane, it's inclusive, it supports basic necessities of life, and I think this is a very, very significant point.
Well, Mr. Ashwini Vaishanw, thank you very much. Sense of confidence that the government's coming back in all the statements of the ministers and the finance minister in Parliament today. Mr. Vaishnaw, thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Brace yourselves for a revolutionary leap into the world of news with the Republic World app. We are not merely presenting a news app. We at Republic TV are ushering in a new era of digital news consumption. The Republic World mobile app has the essence of power of breaking news and the heartbeat of our impactful shows seamlessly integrated into a singular dynamic platform for you. Join us, viewers, in an experience that goes beyond conventional news reporting. Don't merely witness the news, become a part of it. Download the Republic World app, now available on both the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.